Hello, can you hear us? Okay. Hello? Okay. Okay, so you can hear us now. So my name is Konstantinos Kichagias, and my colleague.
I'm George Vikramenos. Hello, everyone.
We are the co-leads of the Developer Student Club of University of Athens. And today we will present to you the cross-club events. This is our first event, so we are really happy to see you all here. And thank everyone for joining. What is cross-club events? Cross-club events are online events that due to circumstances this year, we have to arrange a lot of more online events. So we took the initiative to collaborate with other universities across the globe in order to provide more knowledge through our events and give the chance to attendees to meet people with different cultures. After cross-club events, after all the events, we will give the chance to attendees for virtual networking in order to be able to meet people from different countries and make new friends. Our initiative is supportive from more than 60 universities, and we have the chance to hear the DSC leads and core teams from those universities during these kinds of events. Today's events include speeches from 5 DSC leads, a speech from Claudia, who works from Google, and she is the community manager of developer student clubs in Europe. A speech from Elias, who is a Google developer group lead in Google Developer Group of Thessaloniki, and the workshop session from Lulo, and the closed session that will be held by my colleague, Yoros. So with any further delay, I will give the floor to today's speakers. So let's start with the first, which is DSC lead. Okay, so I will call Miroslav, Burak, and Hannah. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. I will read from the screen, and I will let you to these guys. They are really good. So.
So, Hannah, you will start with your presentation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me start first.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Can you see my screen?
We have, okay, now we can see your screen.
Okay, nice. So, okay, can I start now? Okay, so hi everyone, good day. I am Hannah May Hormiguera and I am a DSC lead from the Philippines. You can follow me on Twitter at @officialmena. So this is just a quick information about the things you need to know about DSC or what is DSC. Okay, so we are part of the global community, and as one of the vision and mission of the developer student clubs is to collaborate university students and create impact within their local communities. So what is totally DSC? So developer student clubs, also known as DSC, is a Google Developers Program for university students designed to help bridge the gap between theory and practice through understanding, using, and reflecting on technology in a beginner-friendly environment. It is open to any student, ranging from novice developers who are just starting to advanced developers who want to further their skills It is intended to be a space for students to learn and collaborate as they solve problems. So by joining DSC, students build their professional and personal networks, get access to Google Developers resources, and work together to build solutions for local problems in a peer-to-peer learning environment. Okay, so let me sum it up. So in the real world, IT, it is really a hard job to find real IT jobs. So the DSC's role is to bridge the gap between theory and practice for student developers. It is to give students stuff about actual technologies, invite experts, especially this kind of event, this cross-club event, to talk about the best practices for the technology and let students develop their skills and share their knowledge within the community. Oh, so that is all about, and thank you. Just a quick information for what is DSC is all about.
Thank you very much, Hannah. And now I think Burak, do you want to?
Yes, I don't have a presentation. Hello, everyone. I'm Burak. I'm the lead of DSC Stack in Turkey. First, I want to talk about numbers. DSCs can help you reach a lot of people. For example, DSC Stack managed to reach 500 members in his first year, and through cross-club cooperation, we did help more than our club members, resulting in more significant members. And about networking and connecting, DSC Stack took part in nationwide organizations, and through collaboration with multiple DSCs, we managed to organize hackathons we will not be able to do on our own. And this happens thanks to DSCs. And that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Burak. I will continue with that networking as well. So, hi everyone, I'm Miroslav, and I'm from Slovakia, University of Žilina. And there was a question, what are the benefits of cross-club events? Cross-club events have more possibilities to collaborate around the globe with international teams. That rich connections have the potential to unlock ideas and instigate collaborations outside the one-man area or one small team area. And I believe that although a committed person or small team can go on to achieve great things, certain things will still remain off limits until you subscribe to something bigger, maybe a club, organization, community, or anyone else with similar mindset. Let me digress a little bit and give you some background to it. I used to work for a corporate organization, and just like most people, I soon became comfortable and sat down in my career as a software developer alongside the university. I've got a part-time job. I was improving step by step in both theoretical and practice level. Also, there is a lack of developers worldwide, so the company gives me assurance that when I graduate, they will offer me a full-time job, and everything's looked perfect now. But I was thinking about what I really want to do, and I felt like I can do better, I can do more, and I can help others. I wasted several opportunities to network, connect with new people, and get involved in initiatives that could have propelled my participation in interesting projects, my career, etc. So that's it. For me, this is one of the main benefits of this cross-club event. And I don't even think about like few months ago that I will be in cooperation with guys from India, Philippines, Greece, Spain, and many others. And I'm really grateful that I can be here and I can develop new connections and do better things together. So that's what I want to point out, the cooperation and networking. So that's the outcome for me. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, thank you very much for these perspectives of yours. And now we will give the floor to Claudia, who is our community manager from Google, and we are very pleased to have you here today with us.
Hello.
All right, so Claudia, here you have your speech.
Hello everyone, and thank you for having me. Let me share my screen.
Yes.
Oh, it should be here. Yeah, can you see my presentation now? Oh, sorry. Yeah, so hello, I'm Claudia. I'm working as a community manager for Europe, but I'm also supporting DSC globally. So I'm very happy to see not only DSCs from Europe today, but also from all over the world. So hello students, and the whole program is about students, which I think is like really important to feel the sense of the community you will build together, to know how important it is to work as a group, to meet new people and use the time that you have at your university to the fullest. So today I want to tell you a bit what is DSC and how it started and how it's working globally, a bit about DSC in Europe, and how you will benefit from it, from joining the DSC, from participating in the events and so on. So Developer Student Clubs is a global network of 1,250 plus universities this year, based in 8 regions with one main goal. And as you probably already know, the goal is to create impact. And this is something bigger than only, like a small sentence that we say over and over. Actually, we really want to create impact with you. We selected 1,200 leads this year to help us to fulfill this goal. These people, like amazing people all over the world, gathered together for like 60 people. So you can imagine how hard it was to manage this big group, to create the event today. And I'm really happy to see them working together, not only in one city, in one country, but working together globally. And the goal is to impact students and empower them to impact their communities through technology. You will see during the year what does it mean to create impact, but the really first thing that you could do is to joining the event today. And I'm pretty sure, and I really hope so, that you will just stick to it and keep coming for those events, learning, sharing the experience that you have with others, and creating like a really strong community based not only on technologies, but based on friendship. How it started? Actually, the program started in 2017 with like a few clubs in Southeast Asia, in India. Then in 2018, we raised the program to 306 clubs in Southeast Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and India. Then next year, we opened the program in new countries and opened 857 clubs. It was already a lot to manage, and the number was twice higher than that we expected. But this year, what happened was like truly amazing, and we opened 1,200 clubs over the world. We are now present in all regions in the world and working with students, I think like across every possible university that we could reach. But we hope for the future to keep all of these clubs active, because actually it's not the number that matters here. Like, okay, like we can have even 10,000 clubs, but we would rather have less, but really active, motivated, and like empowered club and really motivated people who are like a really group of friends together. what else is going on in the Developer Students Club? The program aimed to help students like bridge the gap between theory and practice. When you will start looking for a job, looking for some internships and so on, you probably know that people want to have you like any experience in technologies, and having the theory only from your university is not only enough, but to get like really hands-on experience is really hard to do without knowing people who work in the industry, without help of your friends or family. So we want to give like equal opportunities for everyone. And this is what we are doing here. The leads are creating events, creating the core team, and building the community for you to have like the environment to share knowledge. If you are not expert in any technology yet, this is like the really good place for you, because you can learn from the students who already have like better knowledge of some technologies, and give back. Maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, you will be able to teach someone else and just share what you have learned here. What is really important for us and for our communities is to solve real life problems. That's why every year we are organizing Solution Challenge, which is global contest for actually everyone who is connected with DSC. So you can think about some local problem that you are facing. Maybe something at your university is not working, maybe something in your city, or maybe even in your countries, or just, among your friends, or in some small cafe in your city, and try to help them. In this way, you will learn how to use some technologies in practice, and you will help someone to solve their problems. And actually, this is the sake of technologies, right? Just to help others. Here's like a really great sentence from one of our leads. It's extremely crucial for a student to learn applied skills that we usually don't learn during the school or lectures. This program fills the gap, and the gap is what we need to perform better in the post-graduation world. And this is actually something that we really want you to remember. That this is like really great first step for you to the industry. So you can start, you will already meet a lot of people, not only from your university, not only from your country, but from all over the world. We see over these few past years that people make like really strong friendships. And actually this is all about like, you can have, like really great faculty, really great grades and so on. But if you're working with friends and you have fun with it, I think this is the most important thing. Here is another one from Andre. My favorite part of DSC was cloud study jams. Gave me the opportunity to learn more about cloud computing using GCP. Maybe for now you don't know much about cloud, or maybe you don't know much about building apps or web designs or so. Maybe there is something that you just want to start learning about. Maybe you can just check what's working for you, what's fun, what's not, and then choose in which field you want to develop and in which field you want to grow. So actually DSC is like a really great place to try new things. Yeah, and as I said, DSC bridges the gap between theory and practice for student developers. And I hope like in a few months from now, you will see the progress that you made from just starting and hearing about DSC. You will see that you learn more and more skills, you know more about the technology that you are interested in, you know more about Google technologies and about people that you work with. Now, just a few words about DSC in Europe. So this year we opened 145 chapters. Last year it was the first time when DSC was present in Europe, and it was only 61. So we're really happy to double the number and to grow the network across Europe. We are present in 31 countries, and together we have 600 core team members. But who knows how many attendees we can get. We hope like really a lot to be empowered by DSC leads, to join the core teams, to join the events, and just to learn from what we have here. And why you should join DSC. This is something that I find like really important for you to know, that like only your studies and only things that you do at your universities might be not enough for your future work. Usually people right now do like many things outside of the university. They do some, like science clubs, maybe some student organizations, some internships, and so on. So right now is like a really good time to start building your resume. In the future, you will have way more like things to do that you have to do, and of course you will have less time to focus like on your hobbies, on your passion. But right now, like really use this time to the fullest, meet great people, learn as much as you can right now, and use what you have learned in practice. Community is like, I think, the most important thing in Google right now. We can't see each other very often as we used to. This is the picture from last year from DSC Summit in Europe. You may know some of those faces from your university, and I hope that in the future we will be able to meet together again and, just feel the sense of the community. It's not that fun in working alone. In the group, you can always, brainstorm, have better ideas, just to create more things. You don't need to be expert in like every field, but maybe you are super great in designing, but there is someone who is really great in, I don't know, JavaScript. So you can just build things together and do the best of it. Experience. As I said, like doing the DSC only for the sake of experience is also like a really great thing. You can feel the sense of like international organization actually in your city. Right now you are sitting at your home, but people from all over the world are watching the same what I'm presenting here right now. And on the chat, you can just chat with many people from all over the world. You can just make some friends, add them on LinkedIn, add them on Facebook, and start building things together. You can just learn from them. You can just chat about the weather, about what they are doing. And always it's really great to have like other experience that you have every day, just to do something new. And I'm sure it will inspire you and it will just start like a really great experience in your life. Opportunities. Believe me, you have no idea when the field that you're starting right now might take you. Right now, probably you think that, okay, I will join DSC, I will do like some sessions, I will learn about something, and then I will just find a job. Yeah, probably you will, and we all hope you will. But on the way, there might be way more opportunities to come. Maybe someone from your university will open like a really huge company in the future, and they will remember, oh, right, we have like this one girl, she was really great in JavaScript. Like, let's reach out to her to invite her for the company. Maybe people will invite you for your sessions, and then you will just build the network. And the networking is really important. So, always be respectful for the people that you work with. Always say yes to the opportunities that are appearing there. If this is something that you feel comfortable with doing, say yes. Like it's the right time to do so. So just take the opportunities that are there and take the fullest from it. And remember to always have fun. Like, I think this is the more important part. Everything what we do, we do with like smiles on our faces. You meet new people. If you are doing something and it doesn't bring you fun, you are just stressing, you are not feeling it great, just don't do it. Just change the way that you are working, find new group, maybe change like the industry that you are working on, and just find something that actually is fun for you. Then everything will be way easier. If you are doing something that you like and that brings like joy in your life, you will like never treat it as a work. It will be just your hobby and your passion, and it will bring like really great things to your life. Thank you, and I keep my fingers crossed for you. I hope you will do really great things this year. You will learn, you will meet really great people. Please, if you are doing something fun, if you like find what we are doing interesting, and you want to post about it on Twitter or on LinkedIn, Instagram, or whatever, use the hashtag Developer Student Clubs so we can just see it and also enjoy what you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Claudia. I was muted. Sorry about that. Okay, it's our first event, so it's okay. So Claudia had a very interesting talk about how DSC and why to join us. And now Elias, who is a lead in the Google Developer Group of Thessaloniki, he will present us the Google community in Greece and about the next event that we will organize, yes, which is DevFest LAS, and we're really proud to be part of it. So hello, Elias.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Give me one moment to share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, it's the correct one. I'm really glad.
So we'll leave it to you from now. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Hello, everyone. I'm Ilias Papachristos. I'm a lead GDG Cloud Thessaloniki. I'm a Google Cloud architect, data analyst, and data scientist in my own company, which is named Ahead of Tech. Unfortunately, you are not going to find anything on the internet because we started it on May 2020. And due to a lot of things that I have to do and deliver the project to my clients, and I have the time to build my own website. My title for today is DSC, GDG, W2M, beautiful words. DSC, Claudia already covered everything. GDG is what I'm going to speak to you, and W2M is Google's community leaders as ambassador or members that is from women, and we are going to have a lot of access invitations to events, summits. We are going to have a good network. You are going to have curated content, regular emails that are going to be tailored to you. Not only women, but also men and binary can join. And for GDG, I will talk more about later. All of these are several chapters. Claudia just told us how many chapters there are in the world. In Europe, GDG and Guma Tech Makers are extremely big numbers, but all of them are actually one family. Okay, don't be afraid of this. I will tell you more on my talk. And believe me, yes, we are one family. My talk is going to be a trip from how I got here talking to you and how I got my GDG chapter. So everything started this summer because I was waiting to see if there are going to be leaders from Greece, and I was scrolling down LinkedIn, and then I saw Konstantinos post on LinkedIn and that he's a leader of University of Athens, and with another person, he's sitting next to him. I don't remember his name. I'm really, really sorry about it. And I start messaging him, and one thing brought another. And 3 days ago, he sent me the invitation to come here and speak to all of you. It's really an honor for me to be here and speak to people from 60 universities. really great number. So when I hang on the phone, because we're talking on the phone, I said, okay, now I'm stressed because I'm going to speak in front of young people, and most of them are fit, so I have to go to the gym. And okay, maybe I not become like him, but something like that. Then I remember that now we are living in the COVID-19 with the lockdown, and everything is not on site, but it's online. So I sit back on the couch and got a beer for me. Okay, so some things about me. I'm a full-time family man. I have 2 teenagers in the house, and as you can understand, the house is a war zone. And yes, we have a dog we adopted here from a shelter 7 years ago. I used to be a helicopter pilot for the Greek Army Aviation. Then I stopped, I got my pension and became again programmer. On my free time, I love to practice martial arts, and then weekends to go for outdoor activities with my family. And for my future, I want to become a Jedi on Google Cloud. May the force be with me. Okay, so GDG is one family. I have so many stories to share with you, but so less time. I will tell you just one story. I decided on June to prepare myself for the Google Cloud Architect examination. On the first European GDG Leaders Summit, I met a lot of people. 2 of them were having almost all Google Cloud certification. I sent them an email, and just before passing 1 hour, I had their answer back with a lot of links to help me study for the examination, a lot of tips, and that was really amazing. Believe me, you have your leader, your regional leader, Claudia. You might have other regional leaders as well. They are there for you. Don't hesitate to send them an email or talk through Slack or whatever channels you have. If you are a member of the DSC, don't hesitate to ask questions to your leaders of the DSC. Everyone is here to help everyone, okay? That's why we are a big family. Even if you have a problem and you don't want to talk with your DSC, there are GDG people around the globe or around the flat earth, whatever you believe. GDG is to connect beyond the screen, okay? We are programmers, we live in front of the screen. Okay, but after that, we have the GDG. GDGs are Google Developer Groups, as Konstantinos mentioned. In these groups, we have the opportunity to meet local developers with similar interests in technology. The GDG meetups are events that includes talks on a wide range of technical topics, where you can learn new skills, and you can have hands-on workshops. The community is pride of itself on being an inclusive environment where everyone and anyone interested in technology, from beginner developers to experienced professionals, are all welcome to join. Okay, what are the benefits you're going to have if you become a member? Of course, you are going to connect with a lot of people. As Claudia said, they will remember you, your colleagues, that you did something. And here I want to mention something that Anna, one of the DSC leaders, already said. It's hard to find the work. Okay, I believe it. It's hard to find the work. But there are a lot of open jobs for developers. What's missing is to build your resume. Claudia also told that you have the opportunity to build your resume. How you are going to do it? I'm going to refer to Natalia Silva, presentation that she did 2 weeks ago. She's the ambassador of Women Tech Makers from Toronto, and she told us the key is personal branding. Whatever you do is the things that people are going to evaluate you. Get on LinkedIn, get on Twitter, open your GitHub, put there your code. This is how people will evaluate you. Forbes on 2017 wrote that the 80% of the jobs were not on job boards. Also, Glassdoor on 2019 told that programmers on Apple only 45% were interviewed. What happened? All the other were from either references, or through personal branding. People found them with this way. So if you decide to be a passive member of your DSC, or an active member, or a core member, people are going to evaluate you for what you are doing. Claudia also said, give back to the people. And the DSC leader from Turkey, sorry, I don't remember your name, I didn't have time to write it down, also said to help other people. Yes, that's the true spirit of here. That's why I said we are a family. Okay, so you're going to connect, meet other local developers all around the globe, and you are going to use the same technologies. And if you have a problem, you ask them, and they will ask you an answer back. You have a problem, you will ask for a solution, they will give you a solution. Everyone is welcome in the GDG as a member, including those with diverse backgrounds and those from a variety of companies and industries. I don't have only programmers in my chapter. I have also from marketing people. I have also from people that are electrical engineers and work with IoT. You are going to learn, yes, you are going to learn a wide range of technical topics where you can gain new skills through hands-on workshops. And before the lockdown, we had in-person training. You are going to grow, of course, because you are going to learn new things. You are going to establish connections with other people. You are going to advance your skills, your career, and your network. But please don't forget to give back to your community by helping others to learn as well. As a lead, okay. As Konstantinos told, we are organizing a big event now as a GDG with the collaboration of DSC as well. And last week, a company approached me to give me money for being a sponsor. I said no, because they were offering money to me. It's not a good thing to gain money when you use the GDG name. Okay, so I told them, no, if you want to be a sponsor, then bring something to the community. They couldn't understand, and they asked me, what is the benefit of becoming a leader, if not for the money? Okay, I have personal growth. I have access to community management, training, and technical knowledge to become a stronger leader. I also have invitations for Google events. I was invited in the first European GDG leaders. I was invited for the next on April in United States, and on I/O also. All the expenses were covered by Google. Network growth, of course. I have access to global network of students like you, to leaders, to professional community organizers. It's really amazing. I have access to industry experts, access to Googlers, access to Google developer experts. And I gain mentorship from them, and they share their knowledge with me. And finally, it's a community learning. I'm dedicating support to help educate and expand my community online and in person. My chapter started on June 2019. It's a very young chapter indeed. But how I got it? In order to tell you about my chapter, we have to go a little bit back on just before November 2018. I wasn't still living in Thessaloniki, Greece, and I was writing articles in order to motivate young junior developer, but also senior. As Claudia said, to impact students, it's the same impact developers. It's difficult to motivate someone and start working for the community, but it's something that can be done, and we are here as leaders. You are there as leaders of DSC, and we can do it, believe me. So I was writing articles. One of the articles I wrote was about how to become a machine learning engineer on Google Cloud from beginner to advanced. So that period of time, the leader of the GDG Thessaloniki wrote my article. He sent me a message and asked me if I want to become a facilitator for his chapter and do some cloud study jams. And I said, yes, why not? Cloud study jams are hands-on workshops where we use quick labs and people come to learn how to use the Google Cloud platform without having the fear of getting charged for things that they will not be able to pay. And it's really amazing how many people came. It was supposed to be cloud study jams only for 2 months for November and December 2018. But the people that came to the cloud study jams were too many. We asked from our region manager to give us an extension. She said, okay. And then we get another season. And on May 2019, I was asked if I wanted to have my own chapter. I said, yes, why not? I got an invitation, and it was not an interview for me because I have already a lot of things to show. They have already, the two region leaders have already seen my work. My personal branding was there. It was more like a friendly talk with Katha and Maria, and I got my chapter. From then till now, we have done 30 cloud study jam. It's a study jam. It was online, it was on site, and we had to have a 3 hours season. I have trained 5 people to become facilitators and help in the cloud study jam, 2 in Thessaloniki and 3 in Athens. In the Singularity Festival that was on 2019, September, I was responsible for the cloud track. And as a chapter, we participated in the Spirit Run challenges, and we did, as a chapter, a great job because we got first place for the attendees that we brought to the challenges, okay? From June until now, I have been invited to talk in the first European GDG Leader Summit. My talk was about Project Aeolus. Aeolus is the Greek god of winds in ancient Greece. And the project was something that I created with George. George is the facilitator. He used to be a university student that time at the University of Macedonia. He graduated yesterday, and today it is his first day on the job. He signed with Deloitte Greece. I'm really proud of him. So the project was an Arduino prototype car where it can move around in an apartment only with voice command. In order to do that, we had smartwatch, tablet, and Android phones. And the commands was through Google Assistant, connected with Cloud Function, and from Google Cloud to the Arduino car. Our prototype, our idea was to move this technology to electric wheeling chairs so that the people that are handicapped from the neck and below can move around in their apartment without the help of the caregiver. Our project took part in the competition that Google Italy started with Nimo. Nimo is a neurological clinic in Italy. Unfortunately, we were not on the 10 top projects. Another talk was given to City College, to the Business Administration and Economics department, and they want to know the benefits of the cloud computing. Of course, it's my area. It was amazing. But what I loved most was the hour of code for the Children Village shows, where I had 2 seasons. The first one was with elementary school children, and the second one was with junior high school. To both of them, I have to explain them how artificial intelligence can help us stop or prevent fires in the forest. Another talk was with high school children in Puerto Rico via Skype. And last month I had a talk for the University of, for the DSC of University of Agriculture in Faisalabad, Pakistan. and I told them how they can become machine learning engineer without a line of code, only using Google Cloud. It's really amazing the things that you can do. Last but not least, I'm one of the writers for the GDG Euro publication on Medium. So, our agenda for my chapter for this year. We are planning to have monthly cloud study jams. So, if you want to learn about working on the cloud, you can do amazing things. You can either have your static website and pay about €3 per month, or someone has his e-shop, but he has problems with Cyber Monday or Black Friday. You can learn how to move it to the cloud, either on Compute Engine or Kubernetes Engine. There are so many things that you can do on the cloud. We are going to have also talks from industry experts every month or 2 months. It depends the availability that we are going to find from the people that we are going to ask. I know that we are going to have one speak on November the 5th, I remember, and another one on December, I don't remember the date. You are going to find everything if you follow us. And finally, my challenge for this year is to start preparing people for the Google Cloud certification. What is Google Cloud certification? You can read it below. Associate, Professional, and User certification. The last one, Certified Fellows, are examinations that you are going to take part only if you are be invited from Google. And that doesn't mean that you are going to pass. You are going to take the examination. And if you pass, then you are certified fellow. Okay? The Associate Cloud Engineer, the first one, is still 30% discount if you decide to give this examination. And now the big event. The big event is DevFest Elas 2020. DevFest is a community-led developer event hosted by GDGs around the globe, or the Flutters, okay? And it's from developers to developers, but not only. It's also for people that love technology. In our DevFest, we are going to have 8 amazing people talking about Google Cloud, talking about Flutter, about soft skills. We have also a university student from Patra. He's going to share with us his experience of his internship at CERN as part of the program Summer of Code from Google. It's going to be on October the 3rd, this Saturday, from 10 till 3 o'clock Greek time zone, okay, online. You can get your free ticket on the Bitly. You have time to take a screenshot or take a photo. If you don't have time, please send a message to Konstantinos, because as you can see, Hellas is a collaboration of GDG Athens, GDG Cyprus, my chapter, DSC University of Athens, and DSC University of Macedonia here in Thessaloniki. You can join my chapter on this link, and you can follow us here on this social media. Okay, take a photo. And finally, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, Elias. A very nice talk. I'm George, by the way.
Okay, George, I'm so sorry.
All right, so we now move on. We are a bit short on time, so we move on to Lulia DSC, who will give a workshop on cryptography and security. So, guys, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
We're really excited for your workshop, and you have the floor. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
We're live.
Nu ska vi se här. Jag tror den delarna.
Han får sluta först.
Ja. Frågan var om den delarna.
Can you guys see us?
Yes, you are now live.
You're now live, yes. So,
And is
Thank
the
you.
screen shared?
No.
Uh-huh.
Try to share your screen. We cannot see your screen.
Jag vet inte exakt vad man ska göra. Det står så här, välj fönster eller skärm.
Ja, ta fönstret.
Och då är det bara att komma ihåg det beslut och sen.
Hela skärmen.
Firefox kan inte tillåta ständig tillgång till din skärm.
Hela skärmen.
Där har vi det. Och så tillåt.
We are having some technical issues, but they will be solved shortly.
Okay.
All right.
Där.
Can you see it?
Yes, now you are.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
All right, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Och sen. Nej.
Presentation mode.
Så det är ju... Där är det så.
Hello, my name is Hugo Peterson, and I am the DSC lead at Luleå University of Technology in Sweden. These are some of the members of my core team.
Josef Wilestad.
Alexander Bridgewater.
And I'm Philip Skog.
We are very excited to be here and present some tidbits about cryptography and privacy. We will focus primarily on the future of cryptography and the importance of preparing for future attacks. In programming, it is important to prepare for the future, and this is even more true for security, since potential attackers can store data and attack it later. It is important to be able to protect from both present and future attacks. IBM is a company which offers a service which ensures that data stored with them will be protected against attacks from quantum computers. This problem comes from the fact that quantum computers can factorize numbers faster than classical computers, something which puts RSA encryption at risk, since the cryptographic strength of RSA is tied to the difficulty of factoring the large numbers used as keys. The discrete logarithm problem is also threatened by quantum computers, which is the fundamental assumption of Diffie-Hellman and many other algorithms. What IBM has done is design new algorithms for encrypting data based on problems that have been extensively studied since the 1980s and have not succumbed to any classical or quantum attacks. All these algorithms designed by IBM are actually available open source in something called Crystals, a cryptographic suite for algebraic lattices. This is developed by IBM and several academic and commercial organizations. We cannot talk about quantum computing without mentioning Peter Shor's algorithm, invented as early as 1994. He managed to use the parallel performance of a quantum computer to observe the answer without destroying it, which is actually one of the hardest parts of the algorithm. He showed that given a quantum computer, we can solve the factorization problem in polynomial time, and this really sparked an interest in further research of quantum computing.
On a different topic, so when dealing with personal information, it can be hard to share databases without compromising any single individual's privacy. One method of doing this could be to remove all personally identifiable information, but that is still vulnerable to database linkage attacks. One example of this happening is when Netflix held a competition to optimize the recommendation system. A couple of researchers at the University of Texas could successfully link users from Netflix's database to users on IMDb. The idea of differential privacy is extracting statistics from a population without being able to determine if any individual was in the data or not. The reason this is even reasonable is that if a statistic depends on a single individual, then it's probably not a useful statistic from the beginning. This is implemented by adding noise to your data before sending it to a server. And the noise is chosen carefully as it determines what level of privacy your data has. And today we will explain two mechanisms that are in use today.
So I will explain the Laplacian mechanism, which is by adding noise sampled from a probability distribution and the specific distribution used is the Laplacian distribution. And this is a distribution which is symmetric with mean 0. And it is important that the mean is 0, as the noises added to the messages will tend to cancel out as the amount of messages increases. The cancelling out of the noise is what actually enables the data collector to be able to gather useful information from the data. The amount of noise added is connected to a parameter usually called epsilon. And the standard deviation of the distribution is inversely related to epsilon. And this means that a large epsilon will produce small noise, while a small epsilon will increase the amount of noise.
Google uses another mechanism called randomized response, which basically flips 2 weighted coins for each bit in the message. And if the first coin flip shows, say, heads, then the bit stays the same. If it shows tails, then the second coin flip will determine what value the bit will assume, 1 or 0. So in essence, there's a 25% chance that you give the wrong bit. As the amount of noise added is unknown from the server's perspective, it can never know what any one's individual data is. But given enough data, trends begins to show as the noise cancels out. The definition of differential privacy comes from having 2 data sets, with the only difference being one person's data. And if it's differentially private, they should almost be indistinguishable from another. And the difference is denoted epsilon. And epsilon is a measure of how much each individual's data is protected. A lower value of epsilon gives a higher amount of privacy in favor of accuracy and usability. A very small value of epsilon makes it so that you need a very large amount of data to extract any meaningful information from it. And some advantages of using differential privacy is that we can quantify privacy with mathematical rigor. Differential privacy is also immune to post-processing attacks, which means that you cannot make the data less differentially private. And the third point is that just like we can ensure that one person's data can't be determined to be in a data set, we can extend this to groups as well instead of individuals. Some real-world implementations of this comes from large companies, and the reason for this is that you need a very large sample size to get any useful data while still maintaining privacy, which means that this method does not work in every case. Some companies which work with this is IBM. They have an open source library for differential privacy, which they claim has cases for use cases for machine learning. Apple has incorporated differential privacy into their health app, but also for emoji statistics since iOS 10. Their implementation has been criticized for having an epsilon value as high as 43, which overshoots the generally advised value of around 1 by a lot. Google has also made their own open source library for differential privacy called Rapport, and they have released a paper with the details, and it is currently implemented in Google Chrome and is used to send user statistics. The links to this you can find in the slide right now. Now, Alexander will talk about homomorphic encryption.
When outsourcing computation, the single most important thing is that the data is kept private. So what if we could send encrypted data and let them perform the operations on it. And then they could send back the still encrypted data for us to decrypt. So unfortunately, this data would be nonsense, as performing operations on encrypted data does not affect the underlying data as we want it to. So what we are missing is called a homomorphism in mathematical terms. What this means is that the function we perform on the encrypted data actually is equivalent to the function on the underlying data. This can be seen in the picture as it shows you. You encrypt the message first, and then you evaluate the function on the encrypted message, and then you decrypt it. And this is the same thing as just evaluating the function on the message immediately. There's also multiple degrees of freedom on what operations you can do on encrypted data. So fully or homomorphic encryption, FHE, lets you perform any function on the underlying data, while a partial homomorphic encryption lets you perform certain operations such as multiplication or addition. It's important to notice the difference between a related field, which is evaluating functions on encrypted data, and getting a readable results. This is implemented in some cryptocurrencies that hide the transaction amount, where you want to prove that you are sending the same amount as you are giving. But this is not what we will talk about today. An example of partial homomorphic encryption is when RSA was invented. There was a natural multiplicative homomorphism that lets you multiply under modulo. This immediately led to further research in the area. So say, for example, in healthcare, where you want to analyze a picture to classify disease. It can be expensive for hospitals to have a computational power in-house, but the data is very private, so they don't want to outsource it either. Luckily, homomorphic encryption allows us to perform calculations on encrypted data while maintaining the data encrypted, which means that the data can never be seen by third parties. So is homomorphic encryption used today? Well, various big tech companies are developing and adapting homomorphic encryption. Microsoft, for example, has developed an open source library that implements homomorphic encryption called Microsoft Seal. IBM have done the same thing with an extensive library that they call ELIB, which supports the current state-of-the-art methods. Recently, in 2019, they also did a successful real-world test in collaboration with banks.
Okay, so what about the speed of homomorphic encryption? And this is a very important aspect of it, as it is crucial in machine learning, for example. And unfortunately, there are still major slowdowns, but recently the speed has improved by many magnitudes and is currently improving fast. And what about the safety if the quantum computers exist? As we mentioned earlier, quantum computers can solve select problems in cryptography very fast. Luckily, the problem that most new fully homomorphic encryption systems are built on is called ring learning with errors. And this is designed to be based on a problem even hard for quantum computers to solve. So in conclusion, it is probably safe, but we can't know for sure.
So now, to test you on this knowledge, we will have a Kahoot quiz, and we will show you on screen the code. So go to kahoot.it and enter the code there, and then we will start the quiz shortly.
Vad hade vi gruppen där? Och hur startar vi vårt spel nu då?
Ska stå där, player versus player. Längst upp någonstans.
Det finns player versus player där.
Yes.
Classic.
Stängt musiken på här.
Ja, det är bara på spiken eller?
Ja. FN. Någon sån.
Are people joining?
Fast då hör vi inte vad de säger.
Stängde bara musiken på Kahoot eller fredag?
Då stänger man av musiken på bara Kahoot.
Jag hörde klicka på fliken tror jag, sen klickade på stäng av ljud.
Det här.
Stänger du ner fliken?
Ja.
Eller What's the game pin?
The game pin is 605.
You have to show it on the screen. 605.
Nej.
Jag vet inte om vi behöver gå med. Det känns lite onödigt. Vi har inte länken.
Krossar olika ut.
They published the link in the YouTube comments.
All right, we'll wait a bit longer and see if some more people want to join.
Hur är du som är smart?
Fast Yeti. There's some good names here.
Zany horse.
De är autogenererade.
Okej. Alltså de måste där i klassen och folk valde så här astrollnamn.
Ja.
How many do we have right now?
18 at the moment.
Any more joining?
Yeah, it's joining all the time.
Okay, let's wait a bit more then.
Yeah.
If people are still coming in.
Yeah. Sure.
Now there are 20. Ja, den är från bakten där alltså.
But are they still joining?
Yeah, I think there isn't. Everyone is in.
All right, then we can start.
Yeah, let's go.
Start.
So delayed.
Ja, ni är jättesen.
Oh my God, they have to be really fast. Okay, why does How much time is left?
Den är ganska exakt 8 sekunder bakom.
Så har vi inte det.
Okay, we can have a bit of music.
Tänk så att det blir full skärm. Uppe i högra hörnet.
Det står att den är på det redan.
Nej. På Kahoot. Uppe i högra hörnet.
Jaha, där ja.
Oh. Yes, most people were correct.
Och sen måste du klicka next också.
Next question.
Listening to our
Yeah, they
great presentation.
learned some stuff.
People know. Yeah, next.
Yep,
Okay.
it's a little delay.
Oh. Okay, amazing crane. Going for the win.
Den är jävligt snabb.
Very delayed. Okay, yeah.
Just enter the chat.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like the listen.
Alltså min fråga är redan börjat. Så frågan är redan uppe för mig liksom.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. 14.
Maybe we should discuss like why there is
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah, like the whole point of homomorphic encryption was that you could outsource the computation. and it has nothing to do with any speed. Or...
Yeah, if anything, homomorphic. Yeah, it doesn't really affect speed at all.
Yeah,
It's slow.
like, yeah, right now it's just a lot slower.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah, that's correct.
differential privacy is for collecting data without violating privacy in a way.
Yeah, for any individual is safe.
Yeah.
Jag kommer bara längre och längre bakom mig hela tiden.
How many people in total?
20.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Epsilon
okay, so
was a tough one.
maybe went past that a bit quick, but
Yeah,
epsilon is a variable you can tune
yeah,
for how much privacy, how much
yeah.
you want to
noise.
protect privacy, and how much you want to, how accurate you want the data to be. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
So if you have an epsilon value of 0, then the two databases will be exactly indistinguishable.
And here comes the best question.
So you can't determine
Okay,
anything.
last question.
This is a difficult one.
You have to pick the right one.
Exactly.
There's a question as an answer after this.
Yes.
People don't want to answer.
Yeah, they really take their time to think.
Yeah, they're leaving.
All right, good. Everyone enjoyed it.
Okay, now there's questions and answers.
7 out of 7. That's good.
Okay, go back to
We can,
PowerPoint.
yeah, we can probably stop sharing our screen entirely.
But we have to see the winner.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have to see the
Oh, we saw the winner.
Space Cat.
No idea.
Good work.
Congratulations, Space Cat.
Fine work.
Do we have a slide?
Yeah.
So,
7 out of 7.
Okay,
Not bad.
so
thank you very much. It was
Thank
a really nice presentation.
Thank you.
For the records, we cheated a little. We are the space cat profile. So,
Of course.
okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
see you soon. Bye.
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 All right, guys. So I want to thank all of our speakers here today for taking the time to prepare their presentations and give their speeches. I hope you all enjoyed today's talks and the workshop. I thought they were really exciting and fun. This was the first in a series of exciting events that we have planned out for you in collaboration with other university chapters in Google. We have an upcoming event that Ilya spoke about on the 3rd of October. We will be happy to have you there, and we're going to have some really interesting talks. So before we close today's session, does anyone want to ask a question that perhaps we can answer?
Yes. Let's have a 5 minutes question, if you have any question, about DSC, about cross-club events, and anything. Okay. We cannot see any questions, so that's all for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank all the speakers and the Lulua for this amazing workshop. Also, thanks, George.
Thanks for some business. All right.
Okay, see you soon.
See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, we have a question. So, George Nicolaou asked if we plan something about the AI. Yes, our next session will have machine learning and artificial intelligence as the main subject. So I think that will cover this.
Yeah, so in general, we're going to cover a very wide topic of a very wide range of topics on computer science, and machine learning and AI is definitely going to be a big part of these sessions. TensorFlow, of course, will be covered, and we hope to have some hands-on workshops and perhaps sessions. All right.
Okay, so we have another question about TensorFlow. Yes, maybe we have a workshop with hands-on experience in TensorFlow.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay in touch in social. You can subscribe in our channel here in YouTube.
Yeah, so all the sessions and their topics will be posted on social, so you can follow us there and stay tuned.
Also, we are planning to have some prizes about the next events. These can be like a t-shirt or something like that. So thank you, everyone. Let me see if we have any other questions. Okay, so we don't have any other question. We are about 1.5 hours long, so it's time to close. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining.
Thank you all.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.